Hi, this is just a quick start on how to navigate Canvas. So once you've logged in, you've got what is called your global navigation bar over here on the left. And the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to have you guys do this as an assignment. If you click on this, your little circle up here, that is your profile. You can go into this spot and you can click profile, and here you can edit it. And at that point, I really want you guys to go ahead and insert an image. You can also do a little avatar if you would rather do an avatar, but I think it just makes it more personal when we're communicating with each other if we can see what's going on. So that's what I want you to do in that spot. But then, sorry, let me get out of here. If we come over here, this is our dashboard. This is where this is what's going to come up the most when you first log in. This is going to show courses that you have. Probably you guys only have one class. If you have multiple classes and want to change the colors, you can click on these dots. You can change the colors. You can rename it. When I had several MU classes last semester, they were all by numbers and I couldn't remember what was what, so I changed them so that I knew exactly what I was going to. So that's kind of a nice feature. And then over here, another spot for courses. This is people or groups that you're in. This one right here is, I think that's something I don't use very much. Oh, calendars. And sorry, this is a great thing. You can see it in an agenda in the month, and it will show all your assignments that are due. So that is a great thing. I keep a binder because I still like to see print things. And so I'll print off my calendar and put it in my binder, and then I know exactly what's due. This button over here that I just clicked on will take you to your email. This here is fantastic. It's your help center. You can go right into if you have any trouble with Canvas, I have found everything that I've needed to know I've been able to find through the help center. So that's just a great asset to have. So I'm going to come back to my dashboard. And over here, this is going to list on the right side, and this is always up in your screen, things that you have coming up. So you can see right here, I have an assignment that is due tonight at 11:59, which I've already turned in, but you can see it is there. If I haven't done it and I forgot what it is, I can click directly on that assignment. It will take me right to it. You can also do this in a calendar view, and that will come back up to where we were just a minute ago. And I'll back out of that here for a second. And then right here, you can view your grades. Since it's the beginning of the semester, I don't have any grades right now. But that shows you all your grades and keeps a running total. So that's a really nice feature as well. So now I'm going to go into my course that I'm taking right now. And this is a course through MU. But many of your courses are going to look the same. So over here, I have my announcements. There will be a little megaphone back on my home screen if there's a new announcement. But you can click on that. It takes you to all the announcements. They're listed with the most recent at the top. Syllabus. First thing you guys should check whenever you are in a class. Again, I print mine off and put it in a binder. I still like paper things, even though I do online classes. So that's super important. We'll go through usually we'll have all your due dates, just general things that are required. Modules. This is a really important part and a little different than things that you've probably had in regular traditional classes. But this is going to lay out exactly what you're going to learn. And you can go through and generally, you'll see if I click on this, it's going to give me an overview of what I'm learning for this section of the course. And then it's got assignments that are posted there. So this will show you all the way through the entire course if the instructor has published everything at this point for the course. Then you can come down here, discussions. Here's a new thing for a lot of you guys. Pinned discussions are discussions that are just general and always up. So I will have a pinned discussion on our classroom about questions that come up at any point in time that maybe aren't specific about an assignment, but just a general question where you can fire things away and we can answer each other. Here is our first assignment. This was Addie Backwards Design, Reflection and Description. So I'm going to click on that. That's the one that is due tonight. It will give you the parameters of what you're supposed to discuss. Then what you need to do down here is you're going to hit reply. That is where you're going to type your response. After you type your response, it's going to post down here. Now, as I'm reading these, if I wanted to reply back to, let's say, this is Sarah's reply for the project or for this discussion. And so I can go down here and I can hit reply, and that would allow me to reply directly to Sarah. Again, it posts so that everybody can see it. And you can have conversations back and forth. So that's a really nice thing. Now, if you're in a large class, these can get pretty crazy. And so I can go in here and I can search. I'm going to search my name. And it's going to pull up only what I've answered and anybody that's said something back to me. So I can go and view in discussion. And it'll show if anybody posted anything back to me. It will also show, and I just put this in a little bit ago. So it also will show any replies I've had to other people. And so I can see exactly what I've done if I've forgotten what I need to take care of. So that's a really big part of online classes. So I'm going to go back now, out of discussion. There we go. And this has all the discussions for the course that I'm in currently, obviously. Okay. Then you can come down to assignments. This lists all the assignments, usually by date, so you can just kind of follow along what you need to do. I usually try and follow through modules because I find if I miss things, but a lot of times I'll jump back and forth just to make sure, okay, I've got the assignment, I've got the module. One thing I'm going to jump back to discussion post. When you have a due date, the discussion posts are posted by the initial reply. Sometimes you are required to reply to your classmates. That's a different due date, but it won't show up in your due date. So make sure that you remember, okay, even though I've posted my initial reply, I still have to reply to my classmates by a certain date. You don't want to forget that. Quizzes down here, you'll see that's just goes right into just different quizzes that are here and when the due dates are and the questions on that. Grades. Those were practice quizzes. Grades, you can see all the due dates. This is kind of a nice feature down at the bottom. I don't see it on here. There's a spot later that you'll be able to put in a what if score. So you can see, okay, if I would only get so much, what would my grade be? Over here, after the instructor has graded it, like you can see, there's usually a little piece of paper and you can see instructor comments right there. So that's really nice. People will show you all of the people in your class, and you're able to email them from that and have their contact information. So another great feature. I think that this will be pretty self-explanatory once you guys get in and start doing things. I don't think you'll have any trouble. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. But again, if you have any questions, I would prefer that I'm going to put a pinned discussion up on our board that says, any generic questions about Canvas, please ask here. Generic questions about AP Theory, ask here. I would prefer that rather than emailing me individually, you put your questions right there. I will always try and answer within 24 hours. But most of the time, if you have a question, somebody else is going to have the same question. So that will allow us to go back, and that's always your first place to check then if something's going on that you don't understand. One of the other things that I've learned in online classes is it's really about you are in charge of your own education. Nobody has to teach you anything. So I am here to provide the framework for where you need to go. I absolutely will help you in any way that I can. But you have the internet at your fingertips, which is a fantastic tool. A lot of times I'll spend a long time messing around with something and then I'll go, oh, I can just Google it. And so I'll Google it and I'll figure out how to do it on my own. And it's a great sense of accomplishment. So just take the time to do that and know that you can figure out whatever it is you need to figure out, even if it's dominant seventh chords. Okay, I don't get these. I don't understand what the text is saying. Get on YouTube, Google dominant seventh chords, and you're going to find a tutorial that may just say it in a different way and explain it really well. Again, I don't want to not be your answer for questions, but I also want you to know that you can figure things out on your own. So I hope you guys have a great time in this course. And if you have any questions, just give a holler. Thanks.